was looking at a comment that I got on a YouTube video recently, and the person below had said, "Hey, I've been trying to get my manuscript, my book published for 2 years, and nothing's been working. Can you help me?" And if I were to talk to this person on a phone call, the first question is, "Well, what have you tried? Have you tried to submit your manuscript to a publishing house?" Which, by the way, you don't want to do because that's called an unsolicited manuscript, and that gets you nowhere fast. Have you tried to get an agent? If you try to get an agent, it's understanding the query process, understanding the book proposal process if you're dealing with nonfiction, or understanding how to write a synopsis that's super attractive to an agent. So, you know, or has this person been reaching out to small houses and expecting, some sort of response? Maybe the manuscript isn't even a right fit for the house, separate and apart from whether or not they require agenting representation of a manuscript. Like, do they even understand that process? Are they reaching out to houses on their own, or without proving that they understand the rules of submission, or are they just going at this blindly? Like, there's a whole bunch of rules that you have to follow, or no one even responds to your requests, right? You've got to know the rules of engagement for a particular house, for a particular agent. You have to know about book proposals or synopses and all of this stuff. And if you don't understand that, then yeah, you've been at it for 2 years, and that means nothing. It just means that you've been wasting your time for 2 years. It has, little to do with your merit or your book's merit. It's just not following the rules. If this person has thought that they want to self-publish, then, what have they been trying for 2 years? Have they not figured out how to format a book, or have they not figured out how to do the cover design, or to get the thing uploaded onto the platform? Have they tried to get an editor and not know how to do that? Like, so many questions. So they're trying the traditional route. Secondly, they're trying the self-publishing route, and they're discovering that there are so many tasks involved that are so complicated that they're frustrated, and they think someone's going to step in and show them how to do it. Yeah, you go and you study YouTube videos. That's how people who self-publish do this stuff. Have they been approaching hybrid houses, partnership presses, with the idea that these are the people who are going to give them a book deal? Are they suddenly shocked or angered that if you go to a hybrid house, there's fees involved, that you are investing in your manuscript, that people aren't just publishing this and wishing you well and going off on and doing their business, that you're sharing the risk in bringing a book to the market, and the hard costs of designing and editing and proofreading and all the stuff involved in bringing a book to life. So is it that they've tried that and they've been insulted somehow, that there's fees involved? Or maybe the house has said, it's not up to snuff yet. You're going to need to invest in some editing before we can take this book on. Like, there's so many questions. But the idea that you've been spending 2 years trying to get your book published means that you either don't understand the three types of publishing, or or you've been rejected. And if you've been rejected and have been told what is wrong with it, or what the fit problem is, that you haven't responded accordingly. Because if you've got a rejection and someone has told you the writing isn't up to snuff, it just means you got to go back and fix the writing, or pay somebody to help you fix the writing. Or if you've been told that it's not a fit for the house, then great, which house is a fit? It means doing the work. It means doing the research. It means following through and figuring out what is in fact wrong, or paying somebody to help you figure out what's wrong, and to guide you through the process. Is the expectation that you're going to show up and be really excited about your book, and that other people are going to be excited, or they're going to see how hard you're trying. It doesn't matter how hard you're trying. It matters if it's a fit. It matters if there's a market for it. It matters if there's somebody to share the risk, or that there's been a risk assessment, whether or not there's a market for it, a reader for it, whether or not the house is going to make money, all of this stuff. So you can really want it, and it's meaningless unless you're doing the work to figure out what's the next step. Wrong publishing method, find a different publishing method. Wrong fit, find the right fit.